Hi, this is P.R. Sundar. Welcome to this special episode where I'm going to talk about Nifty at 30,000. You may remember once upon a time, I came out with a video, Nifty at 15,000. In fact, I tell you an interesting story. There was one person who was a very, very popular YouTuber, but I just opened my YouTube, that was beginning time. And I was having only about 20,000 followers. So that YouTuber had about 8 lakh followers. So where is 20,000, where is 8 lakh? And then, I came out with a video. That time Nifty was trading around 9,500, something like that. I said, now Nifty will come to 7,500 or 15,000 first. So I said categorically that Nifty will come to 15,000 and also gave all the explanations for that. And the other guy, he came out with a video saying that, I am not saying, my data is saying that Bank Nifty will come to 10,000. Okay. So what data? The data is what you see, right? The news is different. How you interpret the news is different. So because of some coronavirus, there was some news that, like there were some retail people defaulting their retail loans. So he said, HDFC Bank has a lot of retail loans. So if everybody default, HDFC Bank will come down by 50%, Because of that, he said Bank Nifty will come to 10,000. But what happened in the next few months, Nifty actually hit 15,000. In fact, my YouTube became popular after that video only, right? Okay. So now let us not talk about the past glory. Let us come back to this. First, happy Diwali. For stock market people, yesterday is not Diwali, today is Diwali. Second thing, you can see, sir, yesterday evening also you had the same t-shirt. Now also you are having that same t-shirt. Why you are not celebrating Diwali? So there is a bad incident in Tamil Nadu. There are about 41 people died due to some stampede. So because of that, so I'm not observing Diwali this time. So that is the reason why you don't see any new dress and this and that. Okay, so that's about Tamil Nadu. Forget about it. Now, my guess is that by the end of December 2026, Nifty is likely to touch 30,000. So this is a very, very tall claim. That's what you are thinking. Actually, this is not a tall claim. This is a very, very simple claim. I will explain in the video the whole thing, then you decide whether it is simple or whether it's a tall claim. Number one, usually the Nifty or Indian markets align with the global cues, but there were few incidences where, we had some local issues. So because of that, we did not follow the global cues. Every time the government is talking about taxation related to FPIs, that is when Indian markets used to underperform. And now, clearly the Trump, the 50% tariff. Even before the Trump coming to power, last October itself, we came under severe selling pressure. In 6 trading sessions in the month of October 2024, Nifty has fallen about 5-6%. So FII thought, no, this valuation is very high, right? But although these people are saying all these things, but the truth behind all these things is something different. So FIIs are not actually happy with the central government policies related to taxation. Look at the stock market. STT has been increased how many times? Stamp duty increased how many times? Short-term capital gain tax increased how many times? Long-term capital gain tax increased how many times? And indexation benefit removed for so many stocks. Right? So FIIs were actually not happy with the way this government is looking at the taxation. So that is one of the reasons why, FII started selling aggressively. So that aggressiveness probably will come down after the GST reduction. So at least on the GST front, on September 22 onwards, so they reduce the taxation, GST tax from 28% to 18%, 12% to 5%. So that's one thing. So you look at the global markets. Globally, all markets are trading at all-time high. We were trading around 5 to 6% away from all-time high until few days before. It's just the last 4-5 trading session, Nifty has shot up nearly 4%. So now we are very close to all-time high. That is one thing. Second thing, although I don't have the exact data, but I feel that if Nifty has given a negative return in one particular year, the next particular year, the Nifty has given a very good return. So this is the history. So last year, from last Deepavali to this Deepavali, the Nifty has given negative return. Right? So there is a likelihood that next year, the Nifty is likely to give very good return. So this is the second assumption. And third one, if you look at May 12, India-Pakistan ceasefire, just one day Nifty rallied 4%. Nifty rallied about 1,000 points. And now the biggest problem that we are facing right now is the 50% Trump tariff against India. Why? Because India is buying crude oil from Russia. So America insists that India should stop buying crude oil from Russia. So the moment India stops buying crude oil from Russia, the tax will be reduced from 50% to 25%. So there are n number of things can happen. Number one, Russia and Ukraine war has been going on for almost 3-4 years. Summer it can stop. Summer some ceasefire may happen. So if that happens, so there will be no economic restrictions on Russia, then automatically this 25% tariff will be removed. Because there is no reason for America to say that we should not buy crude oil from Russia, or India may stop buying crude oil from Russia. There's a second possibility. The third possibility, by charging 50% tariff, it is actually American consumers who will be in trouble. So Trump is very, very famous for flip-flops. Right? So who knows, one day he may compromise, he may bring down the tax to 25%. If any such thing happens, in just one day, we can expect Nifty to rally about 1,000 points. Right? So there are many things that can happen from now to next year, December. Now, if you look at, last 1 year, internal dissection, although Nifty is negative, the Bank Nifty has shot up nearly 12%. Auto Index has shot up about 8%. Pharma Index is down by 5%. IT Index is down by 15%. So imagine the next 1 year, if IT Index shoots up by 15%. Still on a 2-year time frame, IT Index return will be 0. Whereas this year minus 15%, next year plus 15%. So overall net effect will be 0. But look at the Nifty, where the Nifty will be going if IT Index go up by 15%. I'll tell you another story. How markets will behave. There will be a period, there will be a huge outperformance. And as and when there is a huge outperformance in certain period, the markets are likely to consolidate for a long time. And then after that, the next leg of the rally will come. So if you can remember, 2024, May was a parliament election. 6 months before, there was election for 5 states. And BJP was not expected to do so well in 2023 November 5 state elections. But they have done extremely well. And generally, BJP was expected to lose Chhattisgarh, but they actually got more than 2/3 majority. And Madhya Pradesh also, they expected 50-50, but they got huge majority. So that has become a huge positive. And that's on one side. Another side, in 2022, there was a huge problem on inflation front in US because of the interest rates kept on rising. Sometime in November 2023, the Fed chairman came and announced that going forward, he will reduce the interest rates. So these two positive things, Nifty shot up 3,000 points. That is about 15% in just 2 months. And then in the following few months, Nifty shot up to 26,000. From 19,000 to 26,000, which is about 40% rally. So, a Nifty can rally 40% in 1 year or 1.5 years. Okay, even if you take it as 1.5 years, that is an annualized increase of 25%. That's a huge outperformance. What happened from last year October to this year October? Market is just totally flat. It has given zero return. So, if 1 year, 1.5 year market, gives a huge outperformance, the following year, market go for consolidation. The longer the consolidation, the following rally will be very big. So this year is a 1 year of very, very long consolidation. Normally markets consolidate for 2 to 3 months only. So this is almost 1 year consolidation. So if markets breaks out of this 1 year consolidation, the next leg of the rally can be powerful. And also, as I told you, as and when you go and look at even the Lehman Brothers collapse, the following year Nifty has given 100% return. Look at the coronavirus. The following year it has given 100%. Of course, we are not expecting 100%. The reason why it gave 100% return in coronavirus and Lehman Brothers collapse, because the markets fell 40-50%. So during the last 1 year, markets did not fall. Although market did not rise, but market did not fall also. So this is, once a crash comes, the next year 100% possibility is very high. But this time it is not a crash. This is just a consolidation. It's a huge consolidation. Now, again, you may ask me one question. Sir, why do you say 30,000? Why not 29,000? Why not 31,000? Why not 28,000? Why not 32,000? So the answer is very simple. And last 1 year, if you have put the money in stock market, you got zero return. Somebody who put the money in bank FD, he got about 7.5 or 8% return. And next year, another 1 year. So the guy who put the money in bank FD, last year he got 7.5%, next year he gets 7.5%. So total he will get 15%. Right? So if stock market has to give the same return as the FD, last 1 year it has given zero return, the next 1 year it has to give 15% return, then only it can match the fixed deposit return. Right? So approximately now Nifty is trading at 26,000. You take 15% increase from here, that works out to be 30,000. And I'm not taking 1 year. 1 year means next year October. I'm talking about the next year December. So I take another 3 months buffer. So in all probability, during the next 15 months, by the end of 2026, Nifty target is 30,000 is achievable, realistic. It is not very, very tall climb. Many times, I find people in social media or YouTube, they say something unimaginable. The people will say, there are people still saying, Nifty will come to 12,000. Right? So when you say something, like very big, that's why the people get the attention. So definitely this video is not an attention seeking video. There is no reason for me to get attention. I already have enough attention. So what I'm talking is a realistic figure. Right? So number one, Indian markets, as and when they've given negative return in one particular year, have always given a very good return in the next year. And number two, in the 2-year time block, if Nifty has to give a FD return, then also the Nifty has to touch 30,000. And number three, IT index, which has fallen about 15-20%. So if they start catching up, I'm talking about 15% only last 1 year. Actually, if you see 1 year and 1 week, it can be 25%. So how much it has fallen? The same amount if it increases. And, So the Nifty can rally very big. And of course, there are some risk factors. The Trump is a risk factor. Of course, a Trump can also be an enabling factor. So as I told you, at some point of time, if the tariff is reduced to 25%, so things can go, in favor of the market also. And there are some risk factors. If you see, there are some state elections, Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, Kerala, West Bengal, Assam. But all these are, except Assam, and all states are ruled by not BJP. So therefore, even if they lose in these 4 states, that will not be taken as a setback for BJP. So if BJP loses Assam, then only it will be taken as a setback. So more or less, bearing unforeseen circumstances, and so Nifty can rally up to 30,000 by the end of 2026. Now, coming back to the main question, sir, what is the point of talking 2026 Nifty can go 30,000, 2027 it can go to 35,000, 2030 it can go to 50,000. What is the point? What is the use of all these things? Is there any use? Okay, sir, you say 30,000. I go and buy stock now. Okay, if market go to 30,000, I will get 15% profit. If market go down by 15%, is there any guarantee that market will not go down? The last year market went from 26,000, it went up to 21,750. That was a 15%, more than 15% fall. So what is the point of discussing all these things? Okay, actually there is a point. I do not know how many of you can remember when the Nifty was around 23,000 or 24,000, I don't remember exactly. I came out with a strategy. You do this strategy, your downside risk is very, very, very limited, but you have a very good upside potential. And in fact, I made more than 1 crore profit by adapting that strategy. Of course, my investment was very big. That's a different story. Now, I'm giving you a strategy. It's a no-loss strategy. People many times they put the thumbnail, clickbait thumbnail, no-loss strategy, but actually, there is no such thing called there is no loss strategy. Right? But the one I'm giving you is really a no-loss strategy. So what you do, buy the Nifty Bees. Now, market is around 25,800. So let us say you are buying Nifty Bees at 25,800. Buy equivalent to 1 lot, that might cost you around 20 lakh rupees. Then immediately go and buy a 26,000 put option, expiring in December 26. Okay, you may have to fork out about 750 rupees from your pocket. Okay, then what happens now? If the market falls, whatever the money you are losing in Nifty Bees, that will be compensated by the profit in the buy put option. Again, this video, if I start talking all the details, it will take very long time. Temporarily, you may have a loss. Like tomorrow, if Nifty goes down by 1,000 points, you will lose 1,000 points in the Nifty Bees, but the profit in the put option will not be 1,000 points. It will be only about 500 points. But if you hold on until the next year, December, whatever is the loss in Nifty Bees will be compensated by the buy put option. So you will have a no downside risk. No matter how much it falls, you are not going to lose even 1 rupee. But except the money that you paid for this hedging. So that's about 3% of the total investment. So buy Nifty Bees, buy 26,000 put option, pay about 3%. Of course, out of that 3%, 1% is intrinsic value. The people who know what is intrinsic value. So that means effectively you just pay only 2%. So the downside risk is only 2%. But upside, if Nifty goes to 30,000, you get 15% profit. So out of a 15%, 2% for hedging you lost, you still can get 13% return. Of course, 13% return may not be a big return, considering a period of 1 year. But the thing is, this is a zero risk. And, even if you want to make it much better, you go and sell one 30,000 call option. Okay. So even that 2% premium also you get back. So buy Nifty Bees, buy 26,000 put option next year December, sell 30,000 call option next year December. So that means if you do this, no matter how much market falls, it will be a zero risk. You will not lose even 1 rupee. But in case if market goes higher, so you have a potential to make about 15% profit. In fact, I can tell you 15% for 1 year may not be a very big thing. But the people who do this usually, they buy the Nifty base, they pledge it, they get the limit, and they do some other trading. So they make more money from the other. So if you are getting a zero risk, you can expect maybe 1-2% more than the FD return. Beyond that, you cannot. Beyond that, you want return, no, you have to take some risk. So this trade which I have taken about 8-9 months before, so it has given a very good return because the markets rallied, right? So who knows, market may go even beyond 30,000 also. So in that case, you have the potential. Of course, markets may not go above 30,000, or market may range between 26,000 and 27,000. In that case, your return is not going to be 15%. Your return may be less than that. So, in that case, how to generate more income, So this is actually a very big topic, It cannot come into one video, right? So all that we teach in our workshop actually. So November 8 and 9, I have a workshop in Bengaluru. So those who are interested, you may contact our office. Our office details are given in the description. And I'm also planning one more workshop in Chennai and Mumbai. So the dates I have not finalized. Maybe Mumbai workshop may be sometime in the month of March. Right? So this is how the things work. So one thing, last time I came out with a video, Nifty 15,000. Now I'm coming out with a video, Nifty 30,000. So let us wait and see for the next 1 year what is going to happen. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thank you for watching.